Hello everyone and welcome to the new vlog for my own game that I'm developing currently, called the Unkillable. So, this is part 10 of the vlog, and let's get a start on it. So, it's been a long wait. I know I've not done any videos for a long time, however I did do a little bit of development on it. So, it started to come together quite nicely. Currently in game there are 5 different weapons. Most of them still need developing, so don't worry about that, but they're coming along together. They have their own functionalities and their own parts, so it looks a little better than what it used to look before. Also, I've had a lot of playing around with animations, so I do know how to do them now. I can easily modify them within Unreal as well to suit the purposes for each animation purpose. So let's start and I'll show you what I have done. So currently what I'm holding in my hands is a rocket launcher. It's just a standard mesh of the shotgun, so no worries about that, but it has its own functionality. So if I do fire it, it will fire rockets, and let's try it out. Maybe onto this wonderful being. Okay, that did not go well, but yeah, I know it works on these guys. I think it's something to do with the collision of how the debug guy is set up, so let's try it out. So as you can see, it does work. It basically fires and creates a little explosion. They have their own damages, and they're predetermined by the system as well. I've had a little play around with the Excel sheets, basically showing off how the damage systems are being done. What are the damages, what are the fire rates, what's the accuracy of each weapon, what is the DPS, etc, etc, just to try to balance out different weapons and see how they will work in different scenarios, and if they're worth picking up or not, or if they're too overpowered. So let me show you something that I find truly magnificent. So as I've mentioned before, I've played around a little bit of animations, so they might be a little bit different for shooting. So if I pick up the rifle, when I fire, it has its own animation. When I automatically fire, I've managed to finally set this thing up so it fires, it actually fires automatically, and it does the animations how it's supposed to do them. So yeah, it's looping the animation correctly, because previously what it was doing, it was firing 3 times, it was doing it correctly and then just kind of stopped. It's just how the animation was set up. I'm gonna maybe do a tutorial video on how to do this later on. So I can pick up the shotgun as well. Takes a little bit of time because of how I managed to do the system for now. It's just a kind of a debug system of how it will work. So the shotgun, it will have a different animation. So as you can see, the hand goes a bit more up than with the rifle. A bit more neat, and also you can see that the hand is holding the barrel correctly rather than, the barrel going through the hand and whatnot. So yeah, it does work how it's supposed to do, so I'm happy because of that. Also, the bullets make a little sparkle effect when they hit something, and the little shells drop out of the weapon. I'm gonna need to add some forces onto the shells, because the shells did not have any forces, they just basically spawn in with simulated physics, so they just drop down. So I'll need to do a little bit of force playing around. So I've completed the A101 versions of the AI, as I've mentioned before. However, I managed to do a little bit of changes to them. What I managed to do is I have restructured every single file within my project, because it was just a mess to find everything. I couldn't find most of the stuff, so I've restructured it. It looks pretty nice. Actually, I can show it now. So if I go into the contents, they're actually set up how they're supposed to be set up, apart from these 2 folders, which I need to move manually. Blueprint folder, whatever else, got the enemies, different subfolders. That one's not set up currently because I still need to work on it. Well, the A2 has started to look better. Yeah, so restructured the folders, so it's been most of the blueprints have been refactored as well. The weapon system is a lot better. What it used to be a lot of spaghetti coding. Basically every weapon had practically the same blueprint in it as the other weapons. So I decided, well, if I have the base class for the weapon, why not put every blueprint that's similar to each other into the base class? So I did that. It took me about 3 hours to sort every single glitch out, and there is still one glitch which I need to be mindful of, which I have just tried to fix, which is the weapon will fire all of its bullets at once with basically a fire rate of 0. So it means it will fire all of the weapons simultaneously, every single projectile. The reason for that is I have not set the animation sequence for the weapon itself. So basically what it was doing, it was firing all of the bullets at once because it was thinking that the animation sequence has ended, whereas there was no animation sequence to it. So when I'm adding new weapons, I need to be mindful of adding an actual animation sequence into the spawn projectile system, otherwise it will just fire automatically. I've sat on here for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to do this. Yeah, so it does work. As you can see, the weapons do work. It has this little nice effect. I need to fix these guys because for some strange reason, yeah, that may happen. They just basically tend to jump out of the barriers, and they basically don't attack the player because they just jump. They jump all the time, thinking that there is an obstacle in front of them. As I mentioned before, it's just to do something with the collision system. I think what happens is that either the tablet that's in the hand and the weapon are set as something that's static, and basically the guys think it's a static object and they try to jump over it. So yeah, that's pretty funny. I think it's the tablet itself. But yeah, I've also changed the tablet so that basically what it is now, the tablet has the information about the ammunition, the health, armor, look of the player. I think I'm going to remove that, and instead of the look of the player, what I will have is I will have grenade information about it. So how many grenades does the player have? I think that'll be a lot better than what it was basically. So what else will I show you? I need to show you two different things which I have also done. So I've started on the A2 series. I know I should have finished the A1 series, but I was really tempted to do the A2. There are slight differences between them. The code is refactored, so basically it suits a lot better. The animations, blueprints for them are a lot better than for the A1 series. I think the A1 series, I can treat that more as a debug thing, which I need to sort out later. It will take me probably a day's worth of work to do. But yeah, the A2 are a lot better than the A1s in terms of they actually do walk up to you and they do the things how they should be doing. So I've got two of them set up here, so I can show you how they work. So A1 comes up to you and it will start punching you. There's just something wrong with how the melee is set up. Just need a quick fix on that. But yeah. Basically punches you. The animation for punching is a lot better than what it was before. What I need to do is randomize the animations. So basically what will happen is I will not have the same animations all the time. For punching, it will have different animations. Maybe I will be able to kick and stuff. But for now, this is how it works. So I think I can kill him. Can I? Should be able to. Yeah. So kill the guy in the ragdolls. So that's pretty fun. And also I've got the A202, which is the suicide bomber. It will actually do the suicide bombing as it should. So it runs up to you, basically fires the bomb straight away as soon as you're spotted. He should be dead. I think there's just something to do with how the applied damage system is done. Yeah, there is a lot of bug fixing to do. But as I said, it's just prototype, so for now I can just focus on fixing the bugs so far. And what I'll be adding next is basically the A203, which is going to be the shooter. Fixing these guys up, refactoring all the code for A1 series, and doing any bug fixing for any weapons. And with that done, I think it will be fine. There is one thing I need to show you still, which is the maps themselves, which is the main arena, which is here. The main arena has a little wave thing here. It's just a debug, just to let the player know what wave it is and how many enemies are left. So it do actually shows you the wave and the enemies after the arena has been spawned. So the enemies left are 3. I'm not sure if I actually did the waves on here. Huh. I need to check. It's probably the information itself, it's within the wave manager. So all I need to do is just basically link that up to the widget and it should be okay. But yeah, it shows there's 3 enemies left, so it's there. The arena itself, as I said, it's not finished. It's not going to be finished for a long time yet. It's just there just to show the functionality of how it's done. There's something to do with the... oh yeah, I know what it is. It's basically because when I was moving all the things... Oh yeah, be mindful of that. So, when you're moving around all the folders, what the UE folder does, it does little references to where things are. However, if you move the level and you move the character, which is set within the world settings of the level, it will override the game mode to none, which basically means that there's no game mode included within it. I'm still running on the default first-person character thing, but first-person character should be the default pawn, the player controller should be, you know, the default thing, and wherever else. So hopefully it does work. Spawns the player in. The only thing I need to change is this little thing, because I have been basically playing around with player collision. Player collision is no longer pawn, it's actually its own channel collision. So the BSP no longer detects the player as an actor. I don't know. I do not know why. Maybe there is an easy fix within the UE systems for it, but for now I couldn't find this out. What I was trying to do is I've set the collision channel as block, and what I was doing, it was blocking something on the player, and the player could only be moving backwards, and it was moving backwards you know, continuously, if that's even a word. But yeah, it was basically moving the player all the time backwards, and it was, I don't know what it was to do with. I checked the weapon collision, it was you know, set to ignore the player. Everything that was on the player himself was set to ignore the player. So I have absolutely no idea what has happened there. It was slightly odd. I couldn't work it out. For now, what I need to do is I have set it up to the so that the player is by defaultly ignored. If I set it to blocked, it should be okay. Yeah. So as you can see, it's okay. It works. You can go around, you know, kill enemies and whatever else. Should all work. Oh yeah, I've not set that up as well to to look the player. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so basically all I need to do is just bug fix everything that I have in here, and I have loads of bugs. I need to make notes on every single one and eliminate them one by one. And after I fix them, I can report with another video. So it shouldn't take me more than a couple of days. So I'll see you later, I guess. Maybe post another video in a week, in a week's time. So I'll see you later.